Now, you've heard me and other conservative political commentators tell you that everything the Democrats touch absolutely falls apart. Look at every major city in this country that is run by a Democrat. It is an absolute broken cesspool of crime. Nothing works. It's a hellhole to try to live in and deal with. Everything that the Democrats touch, they break, they ruin, they destroy, including the plans that they have to try to take down Donald Trump. As the so-called prosecutions, which are really persecutions, begin to now play out in front of the American people in a Manhattan courtroom, New York City. It is in New York City, the place that is supposed to be a Democrat stronghold, a place that Joe Biden won't even think twice about on election night, that it's just automatically going to go in his win column. It's changing. And Donald Trump is about to take New York.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you. Good. Everything good?
4 more years. 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 4 more years.
That's a live scene that was taken just a couple of hours after day 2 of the criminal persecution of Donald Trump in a Manhattan courtroom. And where is he? He's in Harlem. What are the people doing? Are they protesting? Are they saying lock him up? Are they standing there with their George Soros printed signs that no one is above the law? No. They're cheering him. Trump, Trump, Trump. 4 more years. We love Trump in Harlem.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. Somebody on top of the line.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty, and this is the Afternoon Drive. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. That's how we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for putting this link on your social media platforms. You are helping us grow this channel. YouTube's not going to do it. Now, I don't have merch that I try to sell you. I'm not trying to sell you any type of membership to watch other content. I'm not in any way asking you for any money. What I am asking you to do is tell people about us. Help us spread the word so that we can grow what we do here. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Liberals are losing their mind, in particular, the intelligentsia, the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media, and, of course, the Democratic planners who concocted this whole idea that the best way to take out Donald Trump is we got to take him out by weaponizing the justice system. And of course, they've got all these cases and all these trumped up charges, and we have looked at all of it. But let's focus now on Manhattan, where he's on trial for hush money paid to Stormy Weather Daniels. Okay. So the judge there completely in the pocket of the Democratic Party. His daughter is a lobbyist fundraiser for the Democratic Party. He gives money to the Joe Biden campaign and other extreme liberal candidates. He would not in any way allow Trump's defense team to try to weed people off the jury that, based on their political affiliation and ideology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, We understand what this is and the setup, and the fact that Alvin Bragg, the DA of New York City, has trying to make his whole career on taking down Donald Trump. In the meantime, it is New York City that's going down. It is an absolute hellhole cesspool. I have a daughter and son-in-law who live there. It is an absolute hellhole cesspool. Everything is broken. Everything is dirty. Everything is just absolutely nasty. Migrants have taken over the city. They're living in Central Park. They're on the streets. There's not a day that goes by that the news isn't covering, whether it's a subway security officer, a police officer, or just innocent civilians trying to get from point A to point B in that city. They're being mugged, attacked, raped, and worse by these illegals who are not even supposed to be here. New York City, which has long time been a bastion of liberal thought and ideology. The people of New York have had enough. Eric Adams, the Democrat mayor, who campaigned on cleaning it up, can't clean it up because he declared himself a sanctuary city. And now their hotels, their streets are overrun with illegals, which means they're overrun with crime. There are entire store chains that are pulling out of the city because of the gang shoplifting that goes on. The security officers won't stop it. The police won't bother to arrest any of these people anymore because there's cashless bail now. People could just literally, they get arrested, they taken down, they're processed, and they are right back on the street an hour later. It's an absolute insane way to run a municipality. Crime and lawlessness have taken over the city, and businesses and people are leaving by the droves. Enter Donald Trump. As Donald Trump continues to be persecuted by Alvin Bragg, who doesn't seem to care about anything of the people of New York or the crime going on there, but seems to worry about, Donald Trump and money that he paid to Stormy Daniels. Well, because of all these orders that this judge has placed on Donald Trump, he can't get out and campaign. So he's going to start campaigning in New York City. He was invited by the Bodega Association, which is an association of the small, you would call them kind of like the mom and pop grocery stores that operate in neighborhoods in, say it boys and girls, say it, Harlem. There's Spanish Harlem, there's Black Harlem, there's mixed races Harlem, and these stores, these bodegas, are being robbed, some of them daily. Because again, once they're arrested, they are literally back out on the streets moments later. Alvin Bragg is prosecuting none of these people, but he did try to prosecute a bodega owner who, in defending himself from a robbery, killed someone, and Bragg wanted to charge him with murder, and the city lost it. Donald Trump was invited by the Bodega Association to take a tour of one of their stores, and people came out. And unlike when Joe Biden just a couple of weeks ago was in New York, and thousands of protesters took to the streets, to chant death to America and, all their anti-Israel stuff and going after Joe Biden, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people poured into this neighborhood in Harlem. There were maybe a half a dozen anti-Trumpers there. Everybody else for Trump. The media's losing its mind. The Democrat Party's losing its mind. It wasn't supposed to play out like this. And by persecuting and prosecuting Donald Trump in New York City, he actually now, because he's there, and he's among the people, and he connects well with people. Joe Biden can't go out among a group of people and authentically connect with them. They've got all they can do, whatever drugs they pump him up on to make him somewhat functional for about 15 minutes at a time. Remember now, Donald Trump's been in court all day during jury selection, and now here he is interacting with the people, holding a press conference, and they love him because he's real, he's authentic, and the people see what's happening. And a New York Times poll, over 70% of the people are saying that these trials are a witch hunt. They are a sham. It is a way for the Democrats to try to stop Donald Trump, but it's having the absolute reverse effect because everything Democrats do fails. And this is failing. And they are giving Donald Trump New York.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to end up doing so well. We're way ahead in the polls against Biden. Biden has destroyed our country. Look, Biden is the worst president in the history of our country, worse than Jimmy Carter by a long shot. Jimmy Carter's happy because he's had a brilliant presidency compared to Biden. He's destroyed our country between the borders and everything else. He has destroyed our country. Not only that, wars are breaking out all over the world. We'll end up with this foolish person that doesn't act. We're going to end up in a World War III. So we have to get rid of Biden. We're going to make a heavy play for New York. That's why I'm here. And we have tremendous Hispanic support. The Hispanics are supporting me at a level that nobody's ever seen before. We're going to make a heavy play for New York. Also, African American support. No Republican has ever had the African American support that I have. So we're going to make a heavy play for New York. We'll work with the Democrat mayor. We'll work with the Democrat governor, and we're going to get the state fixed up.
Bum, ba-dum, bum. I've told you, I'm originally from New York, upstate New York, and upstate New York is solid Trump country. I'm telling you that most of the boroughs kind of line up with Donald Trump. I'm sure he does well in Queens, in Brooklyn. But he's about to take Manhattan and the Bronx. He's going to take New York. And I'm telling you, on election night, the Democrats aren't going to know what hit them. I'm serious about this. Now listen to Donald Trump interact at this press conference and lay the case out. And listen to the people in the crowd behind him.
And it is a rigged deal. It's a rigged trial. Our courts, everything is screwed up in New York, and the whole world is watching. This judge is so conflicted. You understand that. You'll take a look at that. There's never been a judge so conflicted as this. It's ridiculous. And also, there's no crime. You know where the crime is? In the bodegas, where they come and rob them every week, or more than that.
More than that. Do you think the juror in your mind is an ideal juror?
Anybody that's fair.
Do you believe that the jurors seated?
I'll let you know after the trial, depending on that. Because don't forget, we're appealing. There shouldn't be a judge. If you look and you take a look around, a good strong look, every legal scholar, every legal pundit said there should be no trial. There was nothing done wrong. This is all politics. This is coming out of the White House. And, it makes me campaign locally, and that's okay. That's not, well, I don't think so. There we go. You know what? I don't think so. I think we're doing better, Brian. We're doing better now than we've ever done. So I think it's having a reverse effect. You know what? All I want is fairness. And these people have to be treated better. The Bodega Association, bodegas, because every week they're being robbed 2-3 times. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? The police can do it. They can stop it. But they have to be allowed to do their job. So what is
to address the inner cities of America and give them hope, to restore the American dream? Atlanta, New York, Philly, Chicago, D.C.
We're going to come in, and number one, you have to stop crime, and we're going to let the police do their job. They have to be given back their authority. They have to be able to do their job. And we're going to come into New York. We're making a big play for New York. Other cities too, but this city, I love this city. And it's gone so bad in the last 3 years, 4 years, and we're going to straighten New York out. So running for president, we're putting a big hit for New York. We think we can win New York. With 500,000 migrants that poured in and take over the parks, they took over your hotels, they take over everything. It's no good. And you know what they've done? They've destroyed so many people. The African American community now is not getting jobs. Migrants are taking their jobs that are here illegally. Hispanics are not getting jobs. Migrants are taking the jobs. If you look at the unemployment is good for migrants now. It went up 10%, all migrants. And they're in our country. Now they're coming from prisons. I don't know if you know. They come from mental institutions. They come from prisons. They come from places you don't want to know about. They're coming from jails and prisons, mental institutions, and insane asylums. And you have massive numbers of terrorists coming into our country, all because of Biden. And by the way, this trial that I have now, that's a Biden trial. They want to keep me off the campaign trail. But based on what I'm doing, I think there's more press here than there is if I went out to some nice location.
How would you make the bodegas safer?
I like the police have to be able to do their job. The police in New York are great. They have to be able to do their job. They have to protect these people. Because I just met, look at this young man, and he's got a son who looks like he's a movie star. He's much better looking than the father, and the father looks good. And you know what? He says he's robbed all the time. I said, how you doing? He said, well, we're robbed all the time. Look, beautiful place. He's robbed all the time. Nobody's ever seen it. It's Alvin Bragg's fault. Yeah. Alvin Bragg does nothing. He goes after guys like Trump, who did nothing wrong. Violent criminals, murderers. They know there are hundreds of murderers all over the city. They know who they are, and they don't pick them up. They go after Trump.
It's Haman, baby. It's Haman. Haman erected gallows to kill the Jews. Queen Esther stepped up and said, I'm a Jew, and Haman was hung by his own gallows. They have erected the gallows of these trials to try to hang Donald Trump, and in the end it is going to hang the Democrat Party, and they are going to hang themselves and the election of 2024, and they are going to return Donald J. Trump to the White House. Why? Because the American people see this for what it is. As you could probably tell from the buildings in the background, I am on the campus of the church that I pastor, Midway Baptist Church, Macon, Georgia. Can I at least extend to you an invitation that if you ever find yourself in the Macon, Georgia area, we'd love to have you pop in, take in a service. I would love to meet you, especially if you are a viewer of the political content that I do here on a regular basis. Come to Midway Baptist Church. Just look at the website, midwaybaptistchurch.net, for times of services and our location.